Hello, welcome to our video on the Scouring Early Access. Today's match is going to be a free-player free-for-all match between Part-Timer, Hollow, and Dr. Ick. And of course, this is continuing with a 8-player free-for-all tournament. But of course, this is going to be the game 2 of the tiebreakers matches. And over here, the 3 players decided to pick this map. I believe it's called Broken Shard. And of course, I'm now left responsible for their decision to play this map. As we can see, it is quite unfair, as one of the players spawned quite far away, instead of like in this position, I guess. So it'll be somewhat fair, but I guess it is what it is. Which is, of course, the main reason as to why I didn't really want to pick whatever maps to, I guess, let them play for free-for-all players, which is why it'd be easier for them to choose whatever maps they want to play on, and that's going to be on them. But nonetheless, the purple player here is Dr. Ick, playing as humans. Looks like he made a swordsman. He's making a sawmill. And of course, unfortunate for him, his enemy spawned right across these trees here. It's Mr. Hollow, playing as a Cyan Orc. Looks like Cyan made 2 warriors, and now he's going to be making a few goblin archers. And of course, a few swordsmen for the purple player. In the meantime, Part-Timer, the orange player, has a big advantage here, being super far away from everyone. So here he starts with a lot of warriors. Got some potions, and now he's gonna begin killing these neutral wolves here. In the meantime, Hollow looks like he's gonna be getting the attention of these wolves to try and level up his archers here. But I think he is gonna forget to get some potions here for his warriors. So he's eventually gonna lose this warrior. In the meantime, Doctor, I'm gonna call him, be a little easier. He's killing this troll here. And so you're gonna get us some nice XP and an extra 200 gold, which you can quickly invest into an extra farm, 2 more units, or I guess even a smithy at this point. And it does look like purple is beginning to make a few archers now. So you stop production of swordsmen at around 5, which is the amount you need to fully take it, all the 10 potions, because only 2 potions can be taken by a single swordsman. So over here, Doctor kills another troll, gets some extra gold. But of course, in the meantime, Part-Timer, the orange player, looks like already killed a troll. The second one killed some wolves. He's even killing a 3rd troll. He's starting to kill the 4th one here, which is already a huge amount of gold he has. Roughly 600 from 3 trolls. But it does look like Hollow did scare him away, so he's going to be killing this final troll in the middle here. And it does look like Part-Timer is also switching to mass archers. Of course, could be useful if you're getting annoyed by all the wyverns on this pretty big map. It's like over here, he's getting a tier 2. He's probably going to be getting a, what do you call it? Archer damage upgrade, which is a small advantage of orcs. You don't need a smithy to get a tier 2, so you just make a barracks, tier 2, and then you can get archer damage right away. But human players, as we can see here, he has to make a smithy before getting a tier 2 on top of a barracks. And I guess even, of course, with a sawmill. And so, a little disadvantageous to go for auto archers as a human player. Looks like over here, Hollow is still killing some wolves. So is part-timer. But in the meantime, I guess Doctor is going to be killing some goblins here. He's probably going to be going on a little trip to the east part of his base. He's even getting a cannon. Looks like right here, Doctor does find his enemy's base. And so now, quite a good amount of workers are going to be dying now. Of course, this is quite unfortunate for Mr. Hollow, because he made a wyvern spire. Just probably expected to be quite far away from his enemies, so he could probably harass them with the wyverns. But of course, on top of being attacked here, the goblins are invading his base as well. But I guess Doctor also maybe forgot its goblin waves, so did even remember to get some peasant bows. Now his workers are going to be just hanging out on this tower. In the meantime, part-timer is getting a second barracks, getting a forge. It is quite crowded in this base, so you're going to be kind of forced to build your buildings next to an expansion. Looks like Doctor had enough harassing for the day, so he went back home to try and take care of his own goblins here. But of course, Hollow did come back to enact some vengeance on behalf of his dead workers. And so, Doctor is going to be losing a few units himself. But of course, this is quite unfair because of this very unfortunate spawn position. Both of these players are just going to be killing each other. Going to be losing a lot of units, a lot of workers, and of course weakening each other as the game goes on. It just leaves part-timer over here with plenty of time and basically zero harassment to his base. His enemies have to go extremely out of their way to even try and move in the direction of this base of part-timer. Now here, this is of course Bandit Lord camp, which spawns in a place where usually another player would spawn if there was more players in the match. But if there's not a full lobby of players, then all the places the other players were supposed to spawn, it spawns a bandit camp. Second part-timer has quite a good amount of archers, a handful of warriors. He's printing a few more. Has a forge, has a tier 2 expansion, so he can probably get some shields, trying to do a big attack. Looks like he's going to go across the map here, maybe try to find an enemy, because he did see some units in the middle here, so that is probably the direction he's going to be looking towards. But of course, all the other players don't really know much. I think only Hollow saw oranges units in the middle. Anyways, over here you can see Hollow has a handful of wyverns, a good amount of archers. Doctor has a tier 2, around 3 cannons. I guess he's going to be trying to kill some neutrals here, but of course, probably didn't play this map before, which is of course quite a big disadvantage, because I think part-timer did play this map, so there's a huge amount of neutrals here. You need an actual pretty sizable force to even go into these corners. And of course, unfortunately for Hollow, he is the first victim of part-timer's violence. And so it does feel quite, I guess, unfair or terrible. I'm not even sure what I would be feeling at this point. Just being harassed by purple and now being just overwhelmed with a huge army from purple. I mean, orange or part-timer. But I guess somehow Hollow did kind of kill all of these warriors here. Someone defended. They did lose quite a lot of I mean, a huge amount of workers. He's losing the rest of his archers here, and so he is quite giving up hope at this point. I guess it is quite unfortunate that in the previous match he did get double teamed. In this match as well, he got double teamed, so quite unfortunate for him. So I guess instead of trying to hide in other parts of the map, maybe to get an extra point or two, I guess he gives up and just decides to surrender. And so Hao does get 1 point from this match. This leaves part-timer, who was pretty much untouched most of the game, so there's a huge amount of warriors. There's double wyvern production, 2 bases, and Doctor has 2 bases, but I guess he lost a few workers, so he doesn't have as much as part-timer. And of course his army is a little smaller as well. But I guess part-timer doesn't really know where he's at, so he's going to be trying to scout the map, intrigue, and try to see where the last player is hiding. But of course, the purple player also didn't really scout, so he's also a little unaware of where his enemy could be. You can see part-timers getting a lot of potions for his warriors. I guess he's thinking of doing another attack, but I guess he has another player now. There's a lot of wyverns, you can see, which can be extremely powerful if you're caught on the outside of a map or not in a main base. They're extremely difficult to counter. You basically need quite a handful of cannons in your base to even not be harassed by them. But even if you're on outside parts of the map, you're gonna need, I guess, probably maybe 2 or 3 archers per wyvern, so you're gonna need a huge amount of archers to even have an even fight against these flying rats, as some players call this unit, because we do kind of harass and just fly away like go to rats. We don't really enjoy prolonged fights. Well, your part-timers making a Muncher Cape, probably thinking of a tier 3 upgrade on his town hall. But of course, some neutral goblins are saying hello to him that are coming from these 4 dark towers at each part of a map. He's probably thinking of another base potentially. Looks like he went back home, scouted this base, but somehow didn't scout this one on top, so it's a little strange. But I guess he's eventually going to be figuring out where the last spot he didn't check. And so he's going to eventually find Dr. Ick. Looks like over here, Doctor made a dwarven tavern. He's going to be making a few dwarves. But it does look like he didn't quite stop any overproduction of archers or swordsmen out of his barracks. He has quite a few units. He's going to be trying to get a stables, maybe for a tier 3. Maybe a handful of cavaliers, not really sure. He's getting another barracks. He's trying to defend himself from some wyverns. Some guard tower cannon combo, which is quite effective. You have a good amount of them in your base. Now we're here. You can see the part-timer confirmed every single position on the map. And so this top position is the final one. It's going to confirm where the remaining enemy is hiding, you could say. Looks like over here, these warriors just hanging around. I guess he sent them back home to maybe defend himself against the goblin wave. In the meantime, he's going to be harassing the human player. As we can see here, wyverns just going ham. Not even a single one died before a cannon died, so you can see how powerful they are. So you need quite a good amount of cannons here. And these wards are technically supposed to counter them, but there's a lower amount of dwarves, then the wyverns are going to just overwhelm them with their numbers. And of course, being able to just fly over trees or mountains can just annoy the human player, because dwarves can't really teleport, unlike wyverns. And so the wyvern player is always in control of when and where he wants to fight. Now here, unfortunate for a doctor, his goblin wave begins attacking him. Wow, he's a little busy with these pesky wyvern rats. And so he's forced to move his units to try and deal with these goblins. In the meantime, part-timer, I guess, didn't really have much of an issue with goblins. Probably killed a lot of them here. But he kind of forgot a lot of his infantry at home. You can see here, cannons are just dying. And a pack of wyverns is just growing. And all these goblins pretty much killed quite a lot of units from Doctor. And so it's now looking really good for him at this point. And I guess by the time he loses every single cannon, he does pretty much lose his morale or will to fight on. Especially with all these goblins slaughtering this whole expansion. He's gonna eventually decide to surrender. And of course get 2 points. And of course, part-timer was a final survivor, so he gets 3 points. Anyways, let's see the results. You can see here, Howard didn't really get to mine much, because he got harassed by a doctor. That little surprise attack. You can see part-timer had quite a lot of gold, but I thought he would have way more, because he kind of got expansion a little faster, but I guess still quite an advantage. Here you can see his harassment was just too effective with his wyverns, and his spawning position just was even greater advantage. So when part-timer's not really harassed or slowed down, it's going to be really difficult to slow down his macro. And of course, over here, I'm going to leave the other scores. They're going to be added on from the other game, so you can see the current scoreboard of all these 3 players on the tiebreaker matches. Anyways, if you liked the video, you can leave a like, leave a comment. If you want to see more videos on the Scouring Early Access, then you can subscribe. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.